where stories ignite. Every spark and ember glows with tales tonight. We'll read, you'll choose, endless quest, fireside tales, and me. Every path we take leads to worlds we've yet to see. Heroes rise and fall in lands both near and far. Mysteries unravel under moon and star. Twists and turns behind each door. Every page holds something more. Come closer now, the fire's warm. Adventures calling evermore. We'll read, you'll choose, endless quest, fireside tales, and me. Every path we take leads to worlds we've yet to see. So stoke the flames and turn the page. Our endless tale has just begun. So stoke the flames and turn the page. Our endless tale has just begun.
Greetings. From the Hilt cautions that this program may contain mature content that includes adult language, sexual innuendos, and other some such content. Sam Nolikey warns that it could get a bit funky fresh up in here with the best community on YouTube. Please enjoy the show.
Greetings, I'm Logan the G.I. Joe Gamer. Hello Victor, hello Cool Gamer. Victor said he had to go get some food, but not be back just yet. How you doing tonight? So the chat here for you, Cool Gamer. Go. Now tonight we're going to be reading another Endless Quest book, specifically Return to Brookmere. I got a really good image of the cover that I'm going to put up real quick here. That's what we're going to be reading. In fact, that's my book there. Whoa, a long day for me. Hope everybody's having a good day. We chat a bit about things. For next month, we will most probably be doing this Endless Quest book read on the 4th of January. The second Thursday of the month is my son's birthday, and so I will be not doing anything on that day. But that's normal. Alright, so wait for people to filter in a little bit. Let's read the first little bit here. Return to Brookmere. Hello, Manny, the Hobgoblin Collector. How's it going? Let's put this in here properly, Manny. Welcome you right. Probably should do this. Got Victor, who should be right back. Cool Gamer in here. We got Manny. Hey, what's cool about these Endless Quest book reviews is you guys get to play along and pick all the choices and vote on which way we go. So it should be a lot of fun. Let's go read the first part of this and we'll get it going here. That is not what I meant to do, of course. Actually, gotta have some technical difficulties, right? Okay, Return to Brookmere is a Dungeons & Dragons Endless Quest book adventure. Between the covers of this book, you will find many paths to fantasy adventure. There are many possible choices and decisions in this book, some simple, some sensible, some foolhardy, and some dangerous. And Victor's back, all right. All the choices are up to you. You can read the book many times with many different results. Remember, you choose the adventures in the book. You are the adventure. We wish you good adventuring and good luck. Well, a lot of use that. So if we're all pretty much ready, I guess we could start. Anybody who wants to join in, could join in. How's that sound? Get a drink here. Cool Gamer likes to say hello. I don't know if he'll participate. That would be cool if he did tonight for a change. Not that it's a bad thing if you don't, buddy. Okay. Let's get us started here. And Return to Brookmere. You will be an elven fighter named Brian, or Brion. It's B-R-I-O-N. It's kind of a neat spelling for Brian. As Brian, you are 5 feet tall, and weigh 100 pounds. You have shoulder-length, honey blonde hair, pointed ears, and brilliant gray-green eyes. Like all elves, you have elven sight, allowing you to see objects up to 60 feet away in the dark by the heat that they give off. Although elves are not as strong as humans, they are very clever and quick. Elves are able to speak the languages of orcs, goblins, hobgoblins, and gnolls, as well as the common language of humans. Now, yep, as I guessed, I think like the first 8 books in the Endless Quest book series are written by Rose Estes. She's got a really interesting writing style. A lot of fun though. I do have a poll going on in the chat for what we're going to do next month, and right now we got 4 votes, and it looks like Night of the Tiger is winning. We'll see how that goes by the end of the night. Just hope I don't forget it. Cool G. For your adventure, your father, King Cedrus, has given you a finely made suit of silvery chain mail that covers you from head to waist. Chainmail looks like a heavy knit silver sweater, but it's woven from metal, not wool. Chainmail is light, flexible, and will protect you in combat. You wear your chainmail under a purple wool tunic, sturdy black leather breeches, and tall black boots complete your outfit. You are armed with a sword and a dagger and carry a polished metal shield. A leather pouch filled with food and water is tied at your waist. Well, let's see here. Hello, Superior Godzilla, Cyber Godzilla. I just want to say Godzilla every time, buddy. Sorry. Give you a proper greeting down here in the chat, too. If I can remember how to spell your name. Cyber Godzilla. Just got to break down little parts. All right. Gives you the description. That's pretty much you there on the cover. So that's a pretty good description of that, I should think. All right. So let's see here. There is a heavy, there's a heavy gold chain around your neck. At the end of the chain is a golden charm worked in precious gems in the shape of a dragon's head. The charm is the fabled amulet, the mouth of Bibulus. With the help of this magical necklace, you will be able to speak with and understand any creature you meet on your adventure. The dangers awaiting you will challenge your skills to the limit. Gather your wits about you, take a firm hold on your sword, turn the page, and take the first step into adventure. Hello, Sith Lordly. Welcome. Yo, bro, in and out, but wanted to say hi from the hill. Well, nice to see you. Thanks for saying hi. If you want to participate at any point, you can. Hello, Kenneth Bird. Says hi, is everyone here? How is everyone here tonight? Hi to everyone here tonight. Sorry. A little out of it tonight. That's okay. Just a little tired. I did have a big week this week. All right, so that it's this in the chat. I like to do this. I don't know why. It's just my thing. Give me some Lordly and get a bird. Okay, so let's continue on. The dangers are when you challenge your skills to the limit, gather your wits about you, take a firm hold on your sword, turn the page, and take the first step into adventure. Now, I don't know why, but there's this really cool piece of art here, and it has nothing to do with what was just written. I guess it's the idea of going out into adventure. Works for me. All right. You are leading a party of 4 elven fighters on a scouting mission to the ruins of your former home, Castle Brookmere. Once this beautiful castle was filled with laughter and song. All that is gone now. Long ago, in the time of the Great Hunger, orcs, giants, and other monsters swept down from the far frost lands into Brookmere in search of food and treasure. They destroyed everything in their path, including Castle Brookmere. The outnumbered defenders of Brookmere were taken by surprise. They had no time to call on the neighboring kingdoms for help. Although they fought valiantly, the elves had little hope of victory against the hordes of monsters. Your father, King Cedrus, sadly ordered his people to retreat to avoid their complete destruction. Your family and friends fled Brookmere, saving only the few possessions they could carry on their backs. Your last memory of your beloved home is of foul monsters screaming insults at you from the captured castle's walls. Broken with grief, your father shook his fist at the ugly faces and vowed to return one day. Now he has sent you on a quest with 4 elven fighters to discover what remains of his castle and the treasure hidden in the dungeon beneath it. Your party stops at the edge of the forest that once ringed the castle and stares in disbelief. The only thing that still stands is the broken shell of a tower, all else is ruins. Scattered across the ground are enormous piles of boulders. The most noticeable feature on the ruined landscape is a wide black hole in the area of the castle that once housed the dungeon treasure vault. With the aid of your friends, you push aside some of the rocks and follow a winding stairway down into the gaping hole. You are halfway down when the stairs and part of the walls collapse. You seem to fall forever and are knocked unconscious. You awaken in silent darkness. Every bone in your body feels broken, and your mouth is as dry as the desert. You wonder what has happened to your friends. Far above you, you can see a faint light in the rim of the hole. Below you can make out the dim outline of a passageway leading into the dungeons. All right, we already got a choice. There's our first mulligan page here. If you decide to climb back up and search for your friends, turn to page 93. If you decide to explore the passageway, turn to page 36. If you decide to sit quietly and think through your decisions before you take any action, turn to page 29. So, climb back up, explore, or wait. Yeah, it was one of the first ones I read too, Victor. I really like this one. I even have a set of amulets very much like Mimulus in this. I think the first one I read, though, was Dungeon of Dread, so remember that would be really cool. You picked page 29, so you're picking sit quietly and think. Well, I don't know if you were here when I did. I'll bring it up again. I got a really good pick of this cover. So, can't hurt to show that off a little more. While we're waiting, give it a couple more minutes, and if no one else casts a vote, then we'll just go to 29, Victor. That's all good with me. Wife came back home last Friday, and we haven't stopped running since. really tired and I kind of out of it tonight, but I really wanted to read tonight too. So hopefully things will work out good tonight. Let's see here. Since we don't have any more votes, we'll go ahead and go to 29, Victor. That's just how we'll roll until anybody else shows up and wants to start voting. All right, so you do not wish to rush off in the darkness. The shaky ground could collapse again, and this time you might not come out alive. Yes, yeah, that's about the size of it. Thanks for that, Victor. Okay. You do not wish to rush off in the darkness. The shaky ground could collapse again, and this time you might not come out alive. Hands on your aching head, you try to decide what to do. You might start by brushing the dirt out of the mouth, says a small voice. Are you hearing things? Who could be talking? Down here, on your chest. The amulet, the mouth of Bibulus. The one with dirt in its mouth, says the necklace. Too startled to speak, you pick the heavy amulet up and hold it before your face. Blaff! The jeweled mouth spits out a small piece of dirt. Come on. Don't just sit there like a lump. Brush me off. I didn't know you could talk, you say, quickly brushing off the amulet. Ah, much better. Now, youngster, since we seem to be fated to go through this adventure together, you better call me by my name, Mim. I detest being called Mouth or you. Now, what are you going to do about this pickle you've gotten us into? Well, I've not quite decided. I thought maybe I might go down and look around a bit. Unwise, definitely unwise. What about your supplies and your friends? Well, I didn't think about going back and looking for them, you say. Make up your mind one way or the other. I strongly advise against going off alone into the dungeon. Okay, I won't go off alone. Let's go back and see where everyone is. Slowly and with great difficulty, you climb the rock-strewn slope. You find your supplies and light a torch. There is no trace of your friends. After searching carefully, you realize sadly that they are buried beneath the rock fall. Now, what are we going to do? Asked Mim. I seem to remember there is a secret path somewhere around here. Want to try to find it? You want to go down and try to go on alone? Turn to page 119. If you want to try Mim's secret path, turn to page 37. That's where we are. Look for the secret path or go on alone. Apparently, we've got an amulet to talk to us, so we're not too much alone. Let's see. Victor says, I learned to play how to make cool magic items from reading Rose's books and Joe Deaver too. I don't know about Joe Deaver, but definitely Rose Estes. I never read any of Rose Deaver. Take the secret path. All right, I guess that's what we're doing. Go to page 37. Mark your page here. Do it. Well, you say. Let's see. Spinetick says, waiting for Logan to give me magic items for Christmas. We'll see. That could happen. We definitely be talking about playing that game tomorrow night on our Friday show. Well, you say, Father did say I would find you helpful. I suppose that I should rely on your decision. If you know a secret path, let's take it. What a clever elf you are, says Bim. Huh. Now, let me see. Which way is it? Oh, yes, over there to your right. Watch out for that boulder. Don't scratch my finish. Beg Lordly the Barbarian and Swagster the Wizard. Yep. Following Bim's directions, you pick your way down the rubble and ignore your wide passageway with both left and right branches. Continue walking to your right. Soon you lose all sense of direction. Are we almost there, you ask? Soon, I think, actually. I've never really taken this way before, answers Bim. What are you talking about? What do you mean you've never taken this path before? How will you know it when we get there, you shout angrily. Trust me, Bim says. You've got 5 minutes to find the right path, and I'm going to turn around and try to retrace my steps, you say. Just then off in the distance, you see a flickering light. Maybe that's it, you exclaim excitedly. You hurry along the dark corridor. As you draw closer, you see that the light comes from a strange doorway set in the stone walls of the passageway. The darkness surrounds you, yet the doorway glows with the brightness of a million lightning bugs. Thick white clouds puff and roll between the door frames. Stray wisps reach out towards you. Prickles of fear run up and down your spine. Is this it? You ask Bill. I don't think so. Something doesn't feel right, says Bill. Listen, I'm getting worried, you say. I think we're lost. We're looking for a secret path of some kind, but you don't know what we're looking for. This is all we've seen so far. I think this is it. Go through the door. Leave me here. I don't like this, says Bib. So, either go through the door and leave Bib behind, turn to page 52. You can retrace our steps and choose the either passage back at the entrance, turn to page 119, or if you want to listen to Bib and pass up the door and continue on, turn to page 64. So we have 52 for go through the door, 119 for go back, or 64 to listen to Bib and continue on. It looks like we may have a new mulligan page. It's a lot of choices. Oh. 64. All right. Give it a second to see if anybody else votes, but probably not. Okay, 64 it is, Victor. I still don't see why we can't go through the door. It looks interesting to me. Interesting? Yes. Safe? No, answers Bib. Personally, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I guess you're right. I can't take any chances when the whole kingdom depends on me. We'll go on, but I hope something happens soon. I'm getting discouraged. Something will happen. I'm positive it, says Bib firmly. Let's go. Continue through the dark, winding corridors, even though you see signs of that monsters have passed through there. You do not meet any. Finally, the corridor comes to an end. You are at a dead end. A wall of brick from floor to ceilings blocks your path. There are no side corridors. There seems to be no way to continue. If you want to turn around and retrace your steps, this is pretty much the same choices. Hello, Nosorian. Welcome, sir. Hey, Joe. I like that. I welcome you properly in the chat here, sir. It's my little thing, I guess. All right. All right, so we can go back. We can check out the cloud door, or we can sit down and try to figure out why the corridor ended in a dead end. So 119 to go back, 52 to check out the cloud door, or 75 to try and figure out why the passage ended. Yeah, it's me too. Way the passage in. So we're trying to figure that out. All right. Why? Yeah, exactly. Why did the corridor end in a dead end? Okay, so that's turned to page 75. I'll keep our new mulligan page. Lots of choices there. Okay. You sit on the floor and stare at the wall in front of you. Who would build a dead end in a dungeon, you ask Bib. I don't understand this, says Bib. I know we've chosen correctly. I feel all tingly as though something wondrous is about to happen. Stand up and run your hands over the walls looking for a secret door. You find nothing. You start to knock on the walls looking for a hollow place. But the walls are solid stone and you find nothing. Let me see. Oh, do let me help. I can't bear to just hang around your neck helplessly, cries Bib. Bib, you can talk, but you can't see. How can you help me? You reply.
Don't be so picky. In my own way, I see better than you. Hold me up, please. Orders, Bim.
Well, I'm not finding anything. Maybe you can locate something I can't, you admit. Holding Bim at head height, you pass it over the surrounding walls and ceiling. First, nothing happens. You cover almost the entire end of the passageway. Suddenly, brilliant beams of red and blue flash out of the wall and strike Bim.
Stop that! That tickles! Shrieks Bim.
A tingling feeling passes through the golden necklace and down your fingertips, numbing your entire hand. Shocked by the unexpected feeling, your fingers open and Bim tumbles to the ground.
Take some care, you clumsy elf! You dropped me! Exclaims Bim.
Bend over and try to find the amulet in the dim light cast by your torch. A strong draft of cold air drifts over you and blows your torch out. You are in total darkness.
Who goes there? Challenges a ghostly voice.
Who dares to enter this chamber uninvited? Stand and identify yourselves. We've got this cool picture of Brianna holding Bim up there to the wall. Pretty badass. These look like Easley or Elmore art. Elmo, sorry. Gosh, where did that come from? Larry Elmore, yes. Interior art by Timothy Truman. So the cover was by Elmore. Alright, let's see what happens here. Grasping the amulet, you rise. The wall has disappeared, and you are now standing at the edge of a darkened doorway. Can it be? Is that you, Mazas? Questions Bim eagerly. You dare to mention the name of Mazas? Thunders the voice, as purple and red streaks of lightning shoot forth menacingly.
Listen, Mazas, stop the cheap tricks. I'm not afraid of you, roars Bim in a loud, frightening voice.
Emerald green sparks fly through the air and thunder booms.
Bimulus? Is that you?
Asked the voice.
Yes, it's me, you ninny.
Why is it so dark in here? Let's have some light, commands Bim.
Bimulus, you don't have to yell. I'm only doing my job, says Mazas timidly.
You couldn't balance a brick on your nose, much less do your job, hollers Bim.
Oh yeah, just watch, yells Mazas.
Before your startled eyes, a glow of light fills the air. A brick appears out of the gloom and rises in the air. It floats without support in the stale dungeon air.
What does that prove, you quack, says Bim. You could be holding it in your hands. Materialize, you fake.
Quack? Fake? Who are you to call me a fake? At least I have a body. All you are is a dragon's head with a big mouth. I'll show you who's a fake, replies Mazas. Slowly out of the gloom, a shape forms. You cannot clearly make out features, but you can see what seems to be a head, body, and legs. In fact, there are more than a usual number of legs, and the body seems strangely shaped.
Look, says Mazas, balancing the brick on its nose. It floats back and forth in the air.
Yeah, the interior art of this is and was fantastic. Got a picture of him balancing this on his head, on his nose. Mazas, as it were. Let's see, let's put that up there. That's a good quote there. Thanks, Victor. Alright, so
I applaud you, Mazas, says Bim, but why are you still here? Your mission should have been over long ago.
I thought it would too, says Mazas sadly. I want to leave, but I have been commanded to stay here until my master returns. I am bound here until he returns and sets me free.
Where is he? Asks Bim.
Oh, he's still here. It's his mind that's missing, replies Mazas.
I think we need an explanation, says Bim.
Come over here, I'll show you, says Mazas, as it drifts slowly away.
Don't you stand there, follow him,
orders Bim sharply. Quickly move to follow the shadowy form of Mazas. Floats across a wide distance filled with small and large objects. A blue glowing light hovers above Mazas and provides some light for your path. In the gloom, you bump into small objects that hurt your ankles, and large objects that knock the breath out of you. Holding your hands before you, you manage to avoid any serious accidents.
Oh, do be careful, says Mazas. If you break anything, I'll have to pay for it before I'm allowed to leave. Be a good chap, then, and light our way, says Bim. I can't turn on the lights. Or Boreas wouldn't like it. Ominous name. You remember how cheap he is, Bim, says Mazas. Suddenly Mazas says, you see? There he is, and points into the darkness ahead. Following Mazas at a rapid pace, you pass under a carved white marble arch, engraved with words from some forgotten language. The thick dust on the floor rises in little puffs at your every step. There is a strange feeling all around you, and you are reluctant to move farther. Bim urges you on, saying, hurry up, do hurry. It's the master, it's Boreas. You see a white marble throne. Its back is to you as you approach. The strange feeling grows heavier. You drag your feet in the dust and approach them even more slowly. I don't know who they're calling master, since your dad was supposed to be the king of this place. We'll see. Before the throne stands a table of white marble. On top of the table is a single piece of clear crystal. It rises in a tall triangle at least 3 feet tall, balancing on a tiny, sharp point. At the base of the crystal is a mixture of colors, red, blue, gold, and green, radiating out from the delicate base. The colors ebb and flow, ever mixing, changing and separating. All the colors of the rainbow are in the crystal. As the colors rise and separate into thin threads of brilliant gem colors, you notice that the upper part of the crystal contains a picture painted by the colors. Looks like we got a little picture of Bim there. Kind of cool. And then on the next page, some more art. Some artwork of the crystal. So that is pretty cool. Okay. You see, he's been sitting there like that, staring at the picture since the big battle. His mind is still out there somewhere. I can't leave until he comes back and frees me, says Mazas. You cannot see who or what is sitting in the chair. All of your attention is being held by the amazing sight. Curiosity overcomes fear. Ignoring all else, you rush to the crystal. Looking into it, you see yourself as a young child carried in your mother's arms as your family flees Brookmere. The colors painting the scene you do not move. They hold forever the scene of Brookmere's defeat. You can see the castle being destroyed by a vast army of monsters who appear to be following on your very footsteps. The picture reminds you of tales of the miraculous escape from Brookmere, tales of how escape was made when no escape seemed possible. Some unknown force had stopped the monsters. The monsters seemed frozen in their tracks until the last of your people escaped. Before you is the picture of the escape. You stare at the crystal, drinking in the details. Gradually, you return to reality and turn excitedly to Mazas, who stands behind you. Do you know what this is, you say? And the words seem to die on your lips. Seated before you on the white marble throne is Boreas, the master illusionist of Brookmere. Okay. Be careful. Don't touch him, says Mazas. If you awaken him, he'll lose the picture and be angry with me. Don't worry, you say gently. Sinking to your knees, you sit on the dusty floor and stare in wonder at Boreas. You look at the dust-covered figure before you. He won't wake up, you say sadly. How do you know? What do you know? Asks Mazas. He's dead, says Bim softly. Dead? How can he be dead? All these years I've stayed by his side. Don't leave until I awaken, he commanded. There was no way I could twist that command. I could have taken him with me and got home and still obeyed the command. I was afraid if I left, he'd wake up and extend my sentence. Now you tell me he's dead? How could this happen? Asked Mazas. I'm sure you deserve much praise, says Bim. His death had nothing to do with you, Mazas, my friend. You see the seed in the crystal. That was his last and greatest illusion, more than he could survive. Through the great powers, he was able to summon up the seed in the crystal. Luna is deciding she wants to go in the other room, so go on. Need to make an appearance, I guess. All right, let's see. Through his great powers, he was able to summon up the seed of the crystal. He projected his mind and halted the advance of the monsters until those of Brookmere who remained alive could escape. After that, his powers were so drained that he was unable to return to his body, and he died. Kneeling on the dusty floor, you stare up at the remains of Ouroboros. A thin golden circlet rests on his flowing mane of silvery hair. He wears a purple robe heavily embroidered with golden magical signs. His features are noble even in death. His hands rest palm down on the table. Then I'm free, says Bazas. Before your eyes you see the dusty outline of the body slide to the floor, like a cast-off robe. Dust swirls as Bazas glides about the room laughing. Its sounds of joy whirl about your ears in a rush of damp dungeon air. You hear a strange noise like a spinning top that has run down and is starting to topple over. You look up through the clouds of dust and see the crystal revolving in wide, slow circles starting to fall. As though caught in slow motion, you reach out to try and catch it. It falls, striking the white marble table. Many long, jagged cracks appear and a hissing sound is heard. The picture begins to blur and fade, and the colored streams ooze out of the cracks. The threads rise, intertwine, and drift upward into the gloom. The crystal lies on the table, broken and lifeless. They got a picture of the poor old dead illusionist. There we go. Okay. Behind you there is a sound like sand softly blowing on the beach. You turn to see the remains of Ouroboros are falling to dust before your eyes. Soon nothing is left of the master illusionist but the gold circlet, some heavy gold chains, and the purple robe. Logan the illusionist. Okay. Gives me a chance to get a drink, I guess. That's pretty quick today. Okay, once again, the joyous laughter surrounds you. Great clouds of dust rise, the trailing, eerie wail, the shadowy form disappears from sight. Where did Bazas go? What was it? You asked Bib. Bazas is an invisible stalker. Ouroboros captured it and used it for protection when he was seeing one of his illusions. Invisible stalkers are known for their ability to bend the words of a command to fit their own needs. Ouroboros was too clever for Bazas. He left it in no loopholes. Poor creature spent all these years keeping watch over a dead man. Now that we have freed Bazas of its command, I imagine it is back in its own world. There's nothing else here for us. You don't need the ambulance urging to leave this place of sadness. Follow the ambulance directions. You hurry across the dusty floor and soon come to a raised block of white marble, standing between four white marble pillars. Yes, that is it, says Bib. This is what, you ask? This is a portal of transport, answers Bib. If we stand on the platform, we can transport ourselves anywhere we wish. Alright, so we got three choices. If you choose to go home and ask for more help, turn to page 12. If you want to go back to the entrance and choose one of the two tunnels, turn to page 119. If you want to transport closer to the center of the dungeon, step into the portal and turn to 106. So those are our choices. Go home, go back to the entrance and choose again, or transport to the center of the dungeon. Guess my opinion would be a little biased. Cat, oh, I can't open the door now. You messed it up. Hold the carpet to the place where I can't open the door. 106. That was my choice as well. Desarian wants 106. That's good enough for me. There's three people here. It's at least 2 votes. So 106 it is. That'll quickly turn us to another page. Which turns us to another page. All right, we're on a reading maze. You find yourself in a small room where many pieces of clothing and armor hang from pegs on the wall. It's a cloak room. Suddenly there is the tramp of many feet. You look out of the cloakroom and see a band of goblins dressed in cloaks and helmets hurrying along the corridor toward an orc guard standing at another door down the corridor.
Advance and identify yourselves, demands the orc guard. Tailback, chief of the Pulliger clan, answers the goblin chief. The last of the goblins passes your doorway. A dangerous plan comes into your mind. You place a horned goblin helmet on your head. It covers your head and part of your forehead. You tuck your blonde hair down inside the hood of your cloak. If you are not closely examined, you can pass for a goblin. Strapping a wooden shield on your left arm and grasping your sword in your right hand, you try to bolster your courage for the deadly charade. Should you take the risk and try to pass yourself off as a goblin? Yes. Quietly, you join the end of the goblin column. We are off to the meeting. Stand aside, we're late, says Tailback. Turn to page 113. How Tolkien of you, Rose. Here we go. Listen, I got orders. Everybody goes out through here and gets checked out. We've got an elf loose down here, so I don't care if you tell me you're Frey's mother. I have to check you out. Tailback snarls and says, remember who you're talking to. We're Pulligers. Take no insults. If you're smart, you won't be here when we get back from the meeting. The goblins move out and you follow along at the back of the column. The orc guard glares at you, but you tuck your chin down and follow close on the heels of the goblin ahead of you. Heart pounding, you see past it and enter another corridor. Fearing the other guards might be posted, you decide to follow the goblin column. You lag behind, but stay close enough to rejoin the column if necessary. Thankfully, Min stays quiet. Hey, Tiger's in the house. Alright, now we got to turn back to 107. And here we go. Not quite a read on this one. We'll see what happens. The straight corridor is lit at intervals by torches. You notice that the walls have been greatly damaged and that now they are braced with wooden beams. There are signs of a battle. You wonder what could have caused the terrible damage. What could terrify orcs, goblins, and gnolls so much that they were working together against a common enemy? The corridor opens to an enormous cavern. The roof of the cavern flickers in the red light of many torches. Stalagmites and stalactites rise and descend out of the gloom like huge teeth. Centuries of dripping mineral water have created this glittering crystal room. Once it was your father's ballroom and meeting hall. Your happy memories of those days are shattered by the presence of the evil monsters who now fill the cavern. Moving like a shadow, you hide behind a stalactite. At the back wall of the cavern, a fossilized waterfall hangs in frozen space. Your father's throne still sits on the crest of the stone wave. Suddenly, a rat scampers toward the throne and leaps on the seat. Yes? I don't know, about a half hour, maybe now. Sorry.
I was just gonna make it.
Well, go ahead and make dinner.
I need to get my
Well, do what you gotta do, man. Sun's getting dinner ready. Alright, so that's figure out where I'm coming. Top of the page. Alright, here we go. When your father ruled, rats were hunted with weasels and dogs and destroyed. There were no rats in your father's kingdom. Now this foul creature sits on your father's throne before its kingdom of monsters. What can be happening as you watch the rat start to grow? First, it is the size of a large rat, then a cat, then a dog, then a sheep, then incredibly it is man-sized. As it grows, an even more horrifying change takes place. The rat's body changes to that of a heavily muscled 6-foot-tall man, but it still bears the tail, fur, and evil face of a rat. It's a were-rat. The were-rat leans forward and stares wickedly at the crowd of monsters resting its weight on the point of a razor-sharp sword. Thrown over its shoulders is a magnificent cloak of silver-gray fur. Its red eyes and white fangs gleam evilly in the torchlight. You try to remember all you know about were-rats. You know that were-rats can take the form of giant rats, man-sized ratmen, or full-sized normal humans. They are evil, powerful, and can demand the obedience of all the monsters in the room. By sheer force of its wicked stare, the were-rat quiets the noisy crowd. Even after the mob of monsters is silent, it continues to stare grimly at them. You know all the monsters are afraid, and that they will obey and follow the were-rat without question. In a chilling whisper, the were-rat begins to speak. Most of you know me. I am Frey. Frey, render of flesh,
I am your leader because I have defeated all enemies. If I order it, you will die for me. Frag whispers on. A new and deadly enemy invades our territory. None alive knows what it is, for none has survived its attack. Whatever or whomever it is, it can burrow through solid stone and earth walls. The invader crushes barricades like eggshells. Whole patrols have disappeared, leaving behind only some shattered armor and pools of blood as evidence that they existed. We do not fear elves, men, or each other. All our enemies we have faced before and can face again. This new enemy must be met by all of us. Until it is found and destroyed, we must all cooperate. If we fight each other, we will be lost. Got a cool picture of Frag there. Another one of Bib down there. Pretty cool. Frag lets its words sink in, then asks in its hissing whisper, "Are there any here who oppose me?" No one answers him. Then, a command, Frag whispers, "Be alert, be ruthless, show no mercy. This is our kingdom. We fought for it, won. Should you find any who are not of us, ask no question, kill them instantly. The slayer of the unknown invader will be made my second in command." So be it, Frag has spoken. With one last cold glance at the monsters, Frag rises from the throne and strides away. You stay hidden until the hall begins to bustle with monsters, discussing the fearful Frag and its message. When the hall is crowded with figures, you move to the passageway leading out of the cavern. Most of the monsters are dressed as you and are deep in conversation. You attract no attention. Suddenly along the corridor, you are filled with the fear of Frag. You wonder about all you have heard about the unknown invader. Moving slowly along the corridor, you see others with duties to attend to, hurrying ahead of you. You are the last of the echoing corridor. Ahead of you, the corridor divides into two branches, one going left and the other going right. "Which way should we go?" you whisper to Mim. "How about straight home?" replies Mim in a worried voice. "So, choose the left corridor or choose the right corridor. Left or right?" Simple enough. We'll take a quick little break here and give you some more drink. Apparently, went through this pretty quick today. Victor wants to go right. Tiger saying she just woke up.
No, you don't make sense.
And upstairs, my boy is arguing with somebody else. This time, I think my older sister. All right. Tiger chooses right as well. See if we can get one more vote. Still around, Asarian. Sith Lordly. The famous Tiger Starcross. Just read the comments a little bit. Sure. You want to go right or left, Asarian? Got two for right. One more will seal the deal. Right, just cuz. Right, just cuz. I like that.
You pass this bump.
I can't open the door, so I'll have to do it to her later. Thank you, though.
Oh, it's technically just a damn hole.
Yeah, I know. I'll take care of it, bud. Thank you. Okay, here we go. This one has some choices to check it out. Hey, Ray or Didi, I can never see the question in the poll when I come in. Okay, it's about the poll, which I probably should check out anyway. That's asking what Endless Quest book we should read next month on the 4th of January. And your choices are Dungeon of Dread, Out of the Mirrors, Night of the Tiger. And currently we have 8 votes, and we're tied for Dungeon of Dread and Night of the Tiger. Unfortunately, poor Out of the Mirrors
has only got 25% of the vote. So that's where we're at. Looking like a pretty nice neck and neck. So we'll see who votes for what. All right. You follow the end of the goblin column down the corridor. They move swiftly, talking amongst themselves. You overhear small snatches of their conversation. They are worried about the unknown invader and are afraid of being ambushed. They hurry toward the safety of the well-lit room where there will be other goblins. The goblins turn a corner. You hear them say, "Good, Lars, down, Lothar. Stop licking me, Fritz." Then there is silence. You wait for a minute. You make sure they are gone. You think that Lars, Lothar, and Fritz must be harmless pets. So you turn the corner and walk into the room. "Might I suggest," begins Mim in a worried voice. You do not stop to listen. Lars, Lothar, and Fritz are cave wolves. Each stands about 6 feet high at the shoulders and has a silvery gray color. An elf is a tasty bite for one of them. Now all three of them are eyeing you as though you are about to become their mid-afternoon snack. All right. Renini's going to vote Dungeon of Dread. That was the first one I ever read. All right. So our choices are thus. You want to try to talk with them, these hungry wolves, with Mim's aid, turn to page 31. If you want to run away down the corridor ahead of you, turn to page 105. Or if you want to try to fight the cave wolves, turn to page 145. So talk with Mim's help, run away, or fight. Those are our choices.
Why would you just drop it though? Just because it doesn't work doesn't mean you can drop it.
Kelly said it's a Christmas card, it looks like. Katie Robinson. Cool. Probably shouldn't have put that up on the screen. Okay. Find the eggs. Yeah, exactly. So, what we do? Victor wants to fight. Rue wants to talk. Ray does. I don't know what mind the eggs means. Put that back up. Okay, so we got talk and fight. Mind the eggs was the choice, but it's funny. Talk, run away, or fight. Yeah, I'm not putting the card back up, Ray. You voted Dungeon of Dread because I don't know what the other titles are. Night of the Tiger was an older one, and Mountain of Mirrors is one of the earlier ones by Rose Estes that we haven't read yet. But yeah, I wanted to put up the earlier ones and then a later one. All right, so we got 2 for talk and 1 for fight. You voted Tiger. Cat's really trying to dig to get out, but she's not going to be able to make it. She pulled the carpet in front of the door. I can't open it. So. All right, so we got 2 for talk and 1 for fight. Get a vote for Nosari here. And we're either going to have a tie or we're going to talk. Give it another minute here, a little bit. I guess we need to fight. Okay, so now we got a tie. So what I'm going to do for a tie, so I'm going to roll a die. If I get low, you fight. If I get high, unless if Lordly wants to vote. The choices are talk or fight. You If you don't know what's going on, that's okay too. Luna's mad. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, well, did it to herself. What can I say, Tiger? Banging votes before he rolls. I hope so. Drake. Oh, okay. Your vote is Drake. I understand. I will comply. Okay, so he breaks the tie with talk. Oh, all right. So we're going to try to talk to them by turning to page 31. It's a 3-2 vote. Okay, I'm going to hold it here because this is an ending and we may want to continue. Hold him in front of you. You try to talk to the wolf. Do not attack, you say gently. I am only a harmless elf. You are safe with me. Do not, okay. Bib groans loudly. But you are not safe with us, little elf, growls Lars, the lead wolf. All three of the wolves leap on you. It's too late to draw your sword. The wolves eat you. Now your father will never know what happened to you or his kingdom, the end of this adventure. Or go back to the beginning and choose again. Water counts. All right, so talking got us killed. We're going to go back and make another choice. I wasn't listening. Now you want to run. So the options are, we know what happens when we talk. We die. So the options are run away or try to fight. Those stories all, what? Oh. Pizza's mentioned, so I have to. Okay, Victor started off with fight, fight, fight. Kumite. Sounds like we should run, so I got one fight, one run. That Tiger's going with fight, so that's 2 for fighting, 1 for running. Let's see. Okay, Victor, we fight and die, get a eat. Still a vote for fight. No story, it's spine ticks. What? Yeah, I see you. Not gonna help you get in. Yeah, talking got you killed, yep. Running gets us pizza. That may be, right? Let's see. Tiger says, "What? True. What do you think of fighting will do?" We'll find out real quick. We may end up reading all of these choices. Oh. Right now, the vote is for fight. So unless we get some more votes, we're going to be turning to page 145. Okay. Guess we're turning to 145. That's no story, and Sith Lordly want to weigh in. Yeah, so you ever run from a canine? Yup, that was my thought too, Victor. Let's see. Tiger says, "Oh." And Ray says, "Yes, because starting late." Yeah. All right. Looks like you're going to try to fight him. Over to page 145. Okay, right out of the gate, it's got this really cool picture of Brion fighting the wolves. Yeah, you still have a scar on your back for running from wolves? All right. Dog sitting, so I have to listen but can't make timely choices. 3 dogs running around. Don't worry, Sith. Ray still got the scar on his back. And then we got a monkey. Oh, sorry, I jumped in and said fight too. So That makes it 3-1. So that's a tiebreaker at least. Oh no, chaos! Chaos with the dogs and here. All right, let's do this. You move happily down the corridor wearing your goblin disguise. You walk into the room and draw your sword. Hello, Lars. Hello, Lothar. Hello, Fritz. You say, continue into the room. The cave wolves are puzzled. They see and smell goblin, but something isn't right. By the time they catch the scent of elf, you are among them, swinging your sword, and have killed the nearest wolf. The two remaining wolves become a mass of snarling fangs and teeth. You battle long and hard. The wolves work together as a team, trying to rip and tear you apart from both sides at once. Finally, one moves too close, and you strike it a fatal blow. Turning quickly, you manage to kill the last wolf. You have not escaped the battle unhurt. Your arms and legs are slashed and are bleeding heavily, but you have won. Working quickly, you pull the wolves to the far corner of the room and mop up their blood with some rags you find in the room. You hope the orcs don't find the bodies of their pets until you can get far away. Masterfully done, Brion, cries Mim. I'm proud of you. Let's see. Ray says, is it like Kindergarten Cop? Get the ferret. Then we got, yes, Lady Sith and her parents are staying at Disneyland. I have all the dogs, like Kindergarten Cop. I get it. And it's not the tuba. No, not a tuba. I just watched Arnold Schwarzenegger's series on Netflix called Fubar. It's funny. If you like spy movies, it's a cool action flick too. And but it's a series. First season is pretty cool. All right, here we go. It's got a picture right away again of these goblins. Checking stuff out. If I get a clear picture of it. All right. You feel you have been in the dark corridors forever. More than anything, you want to be outside with a cool, fresh wind blowing in your face. But all you see ahead are endless tunnels and darkness. You want to quit and go home, but you have given your word. More than just your pride is at stake. You must keep going if you are to survive. Out of nowhere, you hear singing. You can't make out the words, but you decide to try to trace the sound to its source. You sneak close, curious but careful. You peep around the corner into a torch-lit room. The torches are nearly burned out. 3 large drunken gnolls slump against the far wall, sharing the contents of a wineskin. Ah, those were gnolls. Okay. You know, Hodge, says the first gnoll. We could get into big trouble for this. We're supposed to be on guard duty. We are on guard duty, Dieter, says Hodge. We're guarding the wall over there. All 3 gnolls fall over laughing at the joke. Now I'm guarding the ceiling, says Hodge, laughing foolishly. Dieter finishes the wine and put the opening of the wineskin to his eye. Look, Hodge, Rifkin, I'm guarding the wineskin. Your wine's all gone. Oh no, cries Rifkin, the third gnoll. Can we get some more? No, someone would see us, says Dieter. We could go to sleep, says Hodge, curling up in a ball. Tiger says she guards the guard. No, says Rifkin, kicking him. Stop it, both of you. Remember, we're on guard duty, says Dieter, swaying slightly. Groaning, all 3 stumble to their feet. They weave across the room in a drunken imitation of guard duty, tripping occasionally. Suddenly, all 3 collide with a clash of armor and fall to the floor in a tangle of arms, legs, and spears. May I suggest, Mim whispers, that you seize the opportunity to present the drunken monsters with some sort of permanent injury. You don't mean kill them, do you? You whisper. Youngster, you've grasped the essence of the situation, says Mim. Turn to page 22. Dun dun dun. The ambulance suggests murder. It's only gnolls, right? They see you and attempt to rise, but they are drunk and you are sober. You quickly slay all 3 gnolls, cleverly arranging the scene to look as though they had fought and killed each other in a drunken brawl. You hurry down the corridor. Well, youngster, it's quite possible you will do well under my tutoring.
I shall have to discuss a teaching position with your father when we return, says Bim. Your earlier depression lifts, and you rush along the corridor with a much lighter heart. Ahead you see several oak doors with large rocks. Strangely enough, there are no guards at the doors. One door has a huge iron key and one ring dangling from the lock. Other keys hang on the ring. You wonder what is in the locked rooms. Taking the key in your hand, you unlock the heavy door. Creaking, it swings open. Holding your torch high, you look inside. Brilliant lights of rainbow colors flash in the torchlight. Look, you shout excitedly. All the gems of the world must be in this room. Where did they come from? This is 10 times the amount of treasure my father owned. Very good. Excellent, exclaims Bim. We may yet be rewarded for our labors. He says, I wish my earlier depression would lift. Yeah, I get you, bud. Very good. Okay, quickly you seize the key rings and unlock the other rooms. Gleaming gold, shimmering silver, and coldly flashing platinum are stacked to the ceilings. You race from room to room shouting, it's all here! All the treasure of Brookmere, and much more! Father will be pleased beyond measure. I hate to interrupt, says Bim, but where are the guards for these rooms? Why would treasure rooms such as these be left unguarded, with a key hanging in the lock of the door? Yeah, it's easy to get the winter blues. You step carefully into the corridor, sword and torch ready for action. There are no guards anywhere. The corridor ceiling and floor look scrubbed clean. You pause, thinking that it is very unusual to see no dirt. No cobwebs or moss in a dungeon, especially a dungeon inhabited by monsters. You notice a strange, shimmering trail going down the corridor in the direction you were heading. Even as you watch, the shimmer fades and disappears. Maybe it's a giant snail, says Bim. Once I was in Brookmere, we caught one and broiled it with butter and garlic. It's quite tasty and fed three platoons. You stare at the floor and wonder if you imagine the trail. You shake your head to clear it. Well, I don't know what it is, but it's gone now. That's all I care about. We know the number of our enemies, their weaknesses, and the location of the treasure. Let's not worry about who, what, and why. Let's just get out of here. Once we tell my father all we've learned, we can recapture the remains of the kingdom and rebuild it to surpass its former glory. Let's see. Ray says, I don't think so. Not even really winter down here. That's a big freaking snail. Yes, sir. Sorry to hear you got the blows and the woes. Let's try and take our minds off things. Okay. We're okay. You stride down the corridor. Entering a large room, you look around and see no guards. There are 2 wooden doors side by side leading out of the room, one to your left and the other to your right. You still wonder about the lack of guards on the entrance to the treasure room, but shrug off Bim's concerns. Halfway across the room, you see something that makes your hair stand on end. A skeleton hangs about 1 foot off the floor against the far wall in front of the 2 doors. It still wears shreds of leather and metal armor. Still clutched in its bony hands are a sword and dagger. Even as you watch, some of the leather and bones slowly disappear. You notice the shimmery trail leads up to that spot and ends. Suddenly, the shimmering seems to ooze forward, slowly. So does the skeleton. You look more closely and see pieces of orcish armor all hanging in midair. As you draw back in fear, your torch casts a slight reflection directly above the skeleton. You touch the reflection gingerly with your sword. Immediately, you realize your mistake. It feels as though you have poked the sword into thick jam. Let's see. Ray says, just long-term stress. Victor says, yeah, Ray, hope you get some good distraction to help. Yeah, me too. Betty Hill just called. Oh, yeah. My son's ringtone on her phone is Betty Hill. Betty Hill thing. He wants garlic powder. Oh, okay. Well, not much I can do about that at the moment. We're getting close to the end, I think. Let's see. Your sword seems to bend slightly. Before your eyes, an area of 10 feet by 10 feet shimmers and wobbles like jelly. It is a gelatinous cube, a scavenger of the dungeons that dissolves anything foolish enough to be in its path. Now that you know what you're looking at, its dimensions are easy to see. It looks harmless, but as the orcs found out, it's not. It glides towards you. As the wizard who created me would have said, "Then I ought to have heard him," says Bim. What does that mean, you holler? Let's get out of here, screams Bim. If you decide to attack the cube, With your sword, turn to page 129. If you decide to use your torch against the cube, turn to page 133. So fight or torch? Sword or torch? Looks like we have to fight. Let's see. Poke the sword in a thick jab. Yep. Let's see. Like an old Chili Pepper song. Torch. All right. Victor says torch. I salt. Nosorian says torch. And Rodini says fire. All right. So that's 3 for torch. It looks like we're torching. Apparently Tiger wants to use salt, but we don't have salt. So 133. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Well, this looks like possibly an ending, good or bad. Salt melts goo. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Knowing that swords and daggers did not help the orcs against the cube, you hold your torch at the edge of it. It grows smaller, but suddenly it swings its bulk towards you and advances. You retreat to the door as you hold the door with one hand and start to take another swing at it. It reaches you and delivers a painful blow that almost knocks you off your feet. You drop your torch and close the door behind you. You collapse on the floor holding your arm. Your forearm, wrist, and the hand are badly burned. It is difficult to move, and you are afraid you have lost the use of your hand forever. I almost did it, you mutter. Getting out alive is fine with me. You did well, says Bim proudly. You are pleased to hear words of praise from Bim. Taking a lit torch from the wall, you walk slowly down the corridor. A breath of fresh, cool air blows against your face. You lean on the wall and gather your strength for one final effort. Come on, you can do it. Don't give up, Bim urges. You stagger on. At least you stumble outside and find yourself on a hillside covered with green grass, tall trees, and wildflowers. In the valley below, you see shepherds tending their flock. You call to them. They take you to their camp and nurse you back to health. When you regain your strength, you bid your new friends farewell and start for home. The kingdom honors your return with a great banquet. You tell your father all you have learned. It interrupts you constantly, but it no longer bothers you. Armed with the information you have brought back, your father's fighters start to prepare for war. Soon they will march on Brookmere, and it will be yours again. The end. All right, that's a good ending. I think we can all agree that that's a decent ending. So, what do you guys think? Was that cool? I enjoyed it. Return to Brookmere. I love the little magical device that talks to you. The whole little adventure was a lot of fun. So let's see what we got here in our poll for next time. Well, it looks like Dungeon of Dread wins out with 44% of the 9 votes, followed by Night of the Tiger, and then Mountain of Mirrors. Well, if we would have had salt, we might have been able to use some Tiger. Yeah, it does bring back memories, Victor. No worries, Ray. You know, you guys, I can start at 7 or an hour later for me. And so for you, if that would be better. But I felt like 6 o'clock mountain time seemed to work out really good. So, you guys want, just either send me a message or put it in the chat that you want me to start later next time or stay the same. So that was pretty cool. Turn to Brookmere. I'll bring the cover up one more time. I like that little picture of the were-rat. You know, you never get back to the were-rat, at least not that ending. What if there is an ending where you do? Yeah. Well, I think we'd all like to cheer up Ray. Hey, you're welcome, Victor. That was a lot of fun. Thank you. I'm glad you were here for the whole thing. Appreciate it, bud. Oh, man. Bert dropped the live. I caught there that tries to go live with darkness. Tries to go live with darkness. Yeah. I saw you going live with darkness. I was over here doing this right. I'm trying to catch it. Okay, so this coming month, the only other review we're going to do is on the 28th. That'll be not next Thursday. We're not doing anything next Thursday because of the holiday.
It's right before the 21st is right before Christmas, so that's part of my vacation I'm gonna be taking for about a week next week. And so Isle of Dread will be on the 28th, and then Endless Quest books will be on the 4th, the week after. So that's the next couple of things we got. And it looks like we're going to be reading Dungeon of Dread. Darkness is a good buddy. Yeah. He's just shy. It was 5 minutes. He stole your chicken bones and ran off. Yeah, that sounds like a cat. So, yep, let me double check the poll here. It looks like we're locked in. Dungeon of Dread next time. Should be fun. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here with me. I hope you had a good time. We got a good read in, and I really like Return to Brookmere. Now, next time I think I'll put on the poll some books we've read before. If you guys want to reread them, I'll have an option to reread an old one, and then if that is the case, I'll pick one and we'll read it. Have a good night, all. Yes, thank you, Victor. You too. Time is fun. When I make it, I can. Yep, that's how it is, man. Let me see. Luna messed up our carpet and is just trying to get out now. Yeah. So sorry. It says thanks, everybody. Good night, too. Tiger says good night, friends. And I will put in the chat here. Thanks for coming. And I hope you enjoyed the read. Cat be tearing shit up. Enjoy the read. The reading. Oh, I should put review up. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'll catch you next time. Tuna ticks. Tuna ticks. Good night, everyone. You take it easy. We'll see you next time.